Hi there, welcome back to DIY Beauty on Purpose. My name is Leoneve and I am so glad that you are here today. This channel is fully dedicated to DIYs, crafts, and flips. Today I have for you very beautiful Christmas designs that I know you're going to love. They're inexpensively and I'm sure you can probably recreate them with things you already have at home. But let's not wait any longer, let's get started.
All right, friend, so we are going to start in my garage, and we are actually going to start with these little bundles of wooden pieces that I get at the hardware store. I actually got the idea of Annalie from Annalie Ashby DIY. I never knew that they had these because they weren't in their wood section. So if you go, they're like concrete something. I found it in the concrete boards area, but I really actually had to ask somebody for them. They come 50 in a bundle. I am going to take 3 of them and I'm going to heavily sand them. They are very splintery, so you do have to sand them a lot. If you do not have a palm sander, it will take you a long time. But I use my electric sander and a 150 grit sandpaper and just smooth them out. I then stained each board using Rust-Oleum glaze from their chalked line in their brown tone, let it dry, and then gave them a very rough one coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. I am then going to start marking where I need to make some cuts so that I have the width that I need for my decorative ladder. I am going to mark and then I am going to cut 4 equal size pieces. I'm just going to lightly sand with a sanding block just the edges because they do get a little splintery when you cut them using the miter saw. And I'm going to attach each board using brad nails, 1/2-inch brad nails, and using my Ryobi brad nailer. I love it. I use it all the time. But if you do not have it, if you have a heavy duty stapler, you can use that, or you can use small nails with a hammer. That would work too. So I place them 8 inches apart from each other, and that way they'll be evenly separated. To add a little bit of texture and just more character, I'm going to take some of this white jute string and I am going to crisscross it on each joint. So basically, I'm just going to start crisscrossing it until I crisscross it 3 times and then tie it in the back. I get this white jute string from Amazon. I do have it on my Amazon store. It's just nice to have different colors so it's not always the brown tone. I'm also going to then screw in a few of these open eye hooks. You just basically start twisting them and they screw right in. I'm not going to place one in each joint, although you can if you are recreating this. I'm going to kind of alternate them, zigzagging them, as you can see there. And I also get these on Amazon, and I do have them on my Amazon store. But this is it for this one. I hung some decorative items I already had on hand, a stocking that I made recently, a bell, just a wreath, just different things you can hang from it. But I think having even 4 stockings would be perfect for someone who doesn't have a mantle. For the next handmade Christmas decor, I'm going to take 5 of these flat bamboo dowels that I get on Amazon. They already come this size, and I am going to stain them using Rust-Oleum chalked glaze in the brown tone. And now I am going to arrange them into the shape of a star. So basically, I'm just going to start putting them right on top of each other, kind of like dry fitting them before I start hot gluing. Now, I don't want this star to look like a perfect star. I want it to have a little bit of a oddly shaped star. So you're going to see me moving them around and kind of shaping them until I kind of see what I like. And then I am going to hot glue on every joint.
without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling.
To add more stability as well as more character and texture, I added some jute string on each outside joint, and I'm just going to hot glue the very first end and then just start twisting it around, wrapping each end. And again, this just add more character, texture, and actually made it a lot more secure. I would love for you to go out and check my newly updated Etsy shop. I do add items fairly often, so I'd love for you to check it out. The link is down below. I'm going to take one of these fairy light strings that I get on Amazon. I get them in a box of 12, and I do have them on my Amazon store. I'm just going to start wrapping each strand. So each stick I am going to start wrapping, but making sure that the light actually falls on the front of the star. Because I have limited lights, I want to make sure that each light falls in the front. So I'm going to start twisting it, wrapping it around, and again, making sure that the little lights are all facing forward. If you are enjoying this video, I would love for you to take a quick second and give me a thumbs up. Giving me a thumbs up really helps this video and my channel reach more people. And we're just about done with this one. Another super easy one. Anyone can make this. Even if you had different kind of sticks or whatever you may have that you can recreate, I think it would work out really well. I love the way it looks. It's so fresh looking, natural. And I'm going to show you also a picture of what it looks like with dimmer lights. And it looks beautiful. For the next handmade Christmas decor, I'm going to take this crate that I recently got at the thrift store. It was actually a lot heavier duty than what I thought. So the part of tearing it all apart and like bringing it all apart took me a while. But if you have a regular crate that you can get anywhere, like a thrift store or wherever, it'll probably come apart easier. So you can see here how messy some of these parts got, but it's okay. We're going to make a very rustic little Christmas tree. So I'm just going to gather some of the pieces of wood. I'm going to keep one of the larger ones and then 4 of the smaller ones. And I'm just going to start staggering them. I did remove all the staples from them and got them as ready as I could. I am now going to start marking with a pencil where I need to cut so that I have the shape of a tree, and I'm going to use my miter saw to do so. Once I had the pieces cut, and now I'm starting to start placing them kind of where I want them. I'm going to stagger the holes, like the staple holes, one to each side so they look even. And then I'm just going to start attaching a painter sticks to the back. I'm actually going to do 3 of them, and I'm going to staple them in place, and that way it's going to be nice and secure. I did flip them upside down, that way I know that the nicer parts are going to be facing forward. I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite. I'm going to give it one rough coat of DIYbeautyonpurpose Kutsu paint. This is their mineral paint, and it's in their Kutsu green. I think it's beautiful. It's going to be a rough coat because I am going to be distressing it. I'm not going to do the ends or the back. I'm just going to do the top, and then I'm going to use a sanding block to distress each board. It's a chance to start over new, 'cause
'cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of
I got a set of stencils a few years ago from Dollar Tree, and this is one of them. So I am going to start just stenciling it using a makeup sponge and Rust-Oleum chalk pen in the linen white. And I'm going to, instead of saying Santa, please stop here, I'm going to start with the please because obviously it's the smaller one, and I'm just going to work my way down.
These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be?
And we're just about done with this one. And I love this one. It's actually one of my favorites from today. I think it's very relaxed, very farmhouse style look. And I just love stuff like that.
Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas.
I'm going to take this wreath that I recently thrifted at Goodwill, and I am just going to take everything off of it. Although some of the pieces were kind of cute, I'm just not my style, so I'm going to remove everything. It has some heavy-duty wire holding everything, so it was made very well. I am going to remove everything and then going to start placing some evergreen picks that I get on Amazon. I know you've heard me say this before, but if you have not checked my Amazon store, check it out. I have a lot of my favorite supplies, decor, and tools there for you to check out. I'm going to add more of these greenery pigs. These are just a different type. Again, they're all on my Amazon store. I'm going to place 2 on each side. I had these magnolia leaves left over from a pick. They just fell off, and I kept them because they're so good quality and so beautiful. I'm going to place them in between the pigs, and I think that added enough fullness and green color that I wanted to see. I'm going to take this beautiful glittery ornament from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue it right in the center. I did add quite a bit of hot glue, and then some pine cones on each side. I want each side of this wreath to kind of mirror each other. So everything that I put on the left, I'm going to put on the right. So a lot of hot glue, and then I'm just going to keep adding some things here and there, like these little frosted berry picks that I had left over from a larger pick. I'm going to add 2 on each side. I'm going to add a couple of these glittery picks from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to start placing them in between all the greenery just to add a little bit of glam, a little bit of color. And what I love about this wreath, it has a very natural look and almost mixing farmhouse with glam, and I kind of like that look sometimes. I think it has a good balance. To finish it off, I am going to put some of this ribbon that I got, I want to say it was last year or the year before at Dollar General. It's a huge spool of this ribbon. I love it. It says Merry Christmas, and it has just enough glitter on it. And I think this wreath turned out absolutely beautiful. It was only $3.99 at the thrift store. I could not go wrong with this wreath. I think it's beautiful. For the next handmade Christmas decor, I'm going to take 2 of these Target Dollar Spot Christmas trees. They look exactly like the Dollar Tree ones, but they're just longer, they're bigger. And I thought it was a great deal. I think they were about $5 each, and I didn't think it was a bad deal at all. I'm going to take 2 of them and remove everything from the bottom, so there's not going to be any base to them. Now I'm going to start fluffing them, but I'm going to fluff them flat on one side because we're going to join these 2 trees together to make a larger, fuller one. So I'm going to fluff them, but all the fluff is going to go towards one side because then we're going to put them back to each other. And we're going to join them together using some zip ties from Dollar Tree. Now it's time to work on the base. I'm going to take this Dollar Tree tin bucket that I got in the summer, and I'm just going to wrap it around with this fleece blanket that I got at Target Dollar Spot for $3. It's actually a pretty good size, and I'm going to cut a square, I don't know, leaving about maybe 7 to 8 inches on each side of the bucket. Once I had it cut, I'm just going to start wrapping it around and just kind of putting the excess inside of the bucket for now. I'm then going to take more of that white jute string and I'm going to tie it around the bucket, but all the way up as close as I can get it to the very top rim. And I'm going to tie it very, very tightly and make a very loose bow on the front. And then I'm just going to unwrap the inside fabric and just kind of lay it flat over the rim. I'm now going to take some of this floral foam from Dollar Tree and I'm going to cut it almost in half, but one size is going to be bigger than the other one. I'm going to hot glue the smaller one first because it's going to fit on the bottom, and then hot glue the larger one right on top. This is so that we can then put the tree right in and it'll be nice and secure. I'm going to take some of this moss from Dollar Tree just to kind of fill it in and you don't see the foam there. I'm just going to tuck it in. You don't need a lot, just enough to cover the base. And then we're going to take the tree now with the 2 trees and I'm going to just push it right in the center all the way down, and it went in perfectly. Now it's time to fluff, fluff, fluff. Because we are joining 2 trees together, you just want to fluff it as if it was one.
So I just want to show you kind of how I fluffed it. I make sure to fluff these all down like this. That way it has more of a natural evergreen versus a very fluffy tree. There's nothing wrong with fluffy trees. This one, I just felt like it was so tall and narrow. I just feel like it, let me pull back and see how it has that kind of like going this way, and I really like that. Now at the bottom it's a little bit fluffier because of the type of branch it had, but it's okay. I don't mind it. And then I like how that is looking because I like that it covered the tin. It just looks festive and relaxed down there. And I'm not going to add too much on it, but I will going to add a few things because it still has some areas like here and that you can see the inside. So we're just going to fill those in. So I'm putting the thicker ones, the bigger ones in the thicker part of the tree, which is the bottom. And I'm just placing them because they really stick pretty well. So I'm just going to leave those there. And then for up here, because it's smaller, we're just going to use more of these smaller, kind of like medium-sized pine cones. And so I have a ton of these, and I'm not sure if it's going to look right, but I'm going to try to just place several within the branches. But I'm liking this like soft gold tone, and I have so many and I haven't used them, so I think this would be the perfect tree to use them. So I'm gonna pull a few here. So once again, we're gonna keep the kind of like downward kind of motion. So we're just gonna stick these like this right in there, and I think that's gonna look really cute actually. So let's place another one maybe. So something to keep in mind when you are decorating a tree is this. So you see how it kind of goes here, here, here. I'll probably put one around the middle and then here. Kind of like staggering them makes it look even and just even on both sides. So that's something to keep in mind when you are decorating your tree.
And we are just about done with this one. What a fun little tree to add to any decor. And you can add any decoration. You can actually flock it too. I think I'm going to give this one to my kiddos so that they decorate however they want. I was wanting to give them one anyways, and I think this would be the perfect one for them. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite from today. It's hard for me to pick, but it would be in between, let's see, the Santa pleased up here and the wreath. But let me know in the comment which one is your favorite. If you're visiting for the first time, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here, and I hope you consider joining our YouTube family. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. There's going to be a video and a playlist here for you to watch more inspiration, a lot of Christmas inspiration. So click on here, check it out. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you later. Bye.
The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we